Did you know that no one showed up for the first year of one of El Paso's most well-known Christmas traditions? That's right, I'm talking about the Fred Loya Light Show. Imagine having a great idea, hiring people to help, building something you're really excited about, and the only people who show up are the folks that put it together. Honestly, that kind of feels like someone making videos for the internet. You've seen this story before. Someone tries something once, and it doesn't go perfectly. Now they're at a fork in the road. Do they just give up and move on to something else? Or do they keep trying and see what happens? If this is your first time here, hi, my name is Raul. I'm from the El Paso area, and I like learning and diving a little too deep into the world around me. Today, we're talking about the Fred Loya Christmas Light Show. Back in the early 2000s, one of the early viral Christmas light videos caught Fred Loya's attention. Lights sync to music. You've probably seen something like it before, and he had the same thought that a lot of us may have. Well, I could probably do something like that, right? According to Fred Loya, he literally asked his maintenance team if singing lights to music was possible. And of course, the maintenance team said yes, so they decided to try it out. And I do want to call it out for full transparency. The Loya family probably had a little bit more disposable income than most. Yes, that matters, but it's not really a shortcut in this story. It really just gives them a lot more runway. So they go for it. Around 2005, there's just one song, a pretty small setup compared to today, and then they flip the switch. And that's that. No crowds, no traffic, no police, no cameras, just the people who built the light show just standing there with their flags celebrating, hey, we did it. Now this is the part of the story that I love. You're at the fork in the road. No one forced them to do another show. No one was asking for a bigger one. No one was demanding anything. They just decided, let's try it again next year. So, second year comes around, there's a few more people. Now we've got the third year, well, a little bit more. Now, this is where the word of mouth really starts spreading, and the local news starts to notice. Suddenly, it's not just the crew watching the light show. People start bringing their kids, and people are taking time out of their busy days to watch this light show. In the early years, you can see some of the smaller decisions that really changed how the whole light show works. I'm talking about the free hot chocolate, I'm talking about the free cookies, and keeping it not really a business thing. It's just hospitality and community building. And it's a very El Paso mindset. You know, if you're here visiting my home, we'll take care of you. And this is where the conflict really shows up. No one ever really planned for the light show to get to where it is today. In the early years, it was just, let's make it a little bit better, more lights, better timing, more songs, and the show gradually got better. But the crowds got bigger, and with bigger crowds came more cars. The streets filled up, and the neighbors were honestly, understandably stressed out. One neighbor described the whole situation as trying to host the Super Bowl in a high school. Now, it's important to say this out loud. This didn't explode overnight. We're talking about nearly 20 years of growth, year after year of showing up, setting up the lights, and, even those years when nobody was watching. And that's why I think the early years really matter so much to me. Today, whenever we think about the Fred Loya Light Show, we think about the big crowds, national TV, this massive production. But the beginning was quiet, and without the crowds, they still did it anyways. And honestly, that feels like very El Paso to me. People doing things, not for attention, but to bring people together. Yes, in future videos, we'll talk about national TV and the awards. We'll talk about healing after tragedy. We'll talk about how this light show became a city tradition. But none of that happens without that first year when nobody really showed up. If the first version of your thing feels a little awkward, a little quiet, no one's showing up to see it, just remember, it doesn't really matter. It's not bad. It just means that you're working with the first version of your project. If you've been going to the show for a long time, what's the earliest year you remember? And if you've got any old footage, I don't care if it's shaky camera, bad audio, I would love to see it, because this is really where the story starts. Thanks for watching, and I'll talk to you next time.